Hi everyone. Monday today. Ruben from The5ers. We'll wait maybe a few more minutes than other people join, and then I will start the session. Just tell me first of all if you see the screen properly, and if you hear me, great. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Hi Stuart. Hi Nick. I see some people that usually come in the trading room. That's good. Okay, small disclaimer as usual. So today we will make a forecast on all the main pairs. We'll check what can happen in the market on the next week. So that's the first things. The second thing, all the indication I will say and I will provide today is only my point of view, of the market. If you think the opposite, or of course that not mean you're wrong, but keep going into your mindset, and it will just give you only another insight of what I think about the market. So that's the first thing. The second thing, put on the chat all panelists and attendees. Okay, then you can discuss together on the chat, talk to each other, and so on. So that also will be great. So I will start. Before I start, I want to talk about what's going on the capital market. That's also correlated with the Forex market. We see that the European and the American market starting to go down very I think it's crashed from 2 to 3% from last week. So you should be aware of what's happening in the capital market and the stock market. I'm generally look at the S&P. The S&P 500, that is the main indexes on the US. The Dow Jones also is quite the same, but the S&P gives you a great indication of what's happening worldwide. And you know, the coronavirus and all this the virus is maybe putting some concern on the market, and that's why we see a little sell-off the last week. So I think that also looked at the dollar that gained some value, and I will explain why just after. Okay, so let's start with the euro dollar. That will be the main pair that we looked at. So on a weekly basis, we are still on a high level. We actually test one time here, a second time, and then we broke this kind of it's like a double top here, and we actually in a zone that can be very important. Okay, so all this zone here is very important. Here, this one some kind of consolidation, and already here we had a retracement one time, and then we are entering this on a second time. You have to know that the market cannot stay here for a long time, okay? Or there will be another wave of buyer, and the price will go up, okay, to this level, okay. Or the market will try to play into the range and then work below. Okay, and this you can, according to your analysis, maybe macro and what's happening on the market, you can try to say to yourself what I think about the dollar. Is the dollar will gain some value, okay, and then we'll break this kind of demand zone here, and we will break below. Or maybe you think that the dollar is still weak, and the dollar will still lose in value, and the price will go up. Okay, so it depends according to your macro analysis of the market. I personally think that the dollar will gain value on the following months. regarding what's happening in the capital market and what's also happening in the dollar index. If you check that, I think we can check an higher dollar in the next few months. Even there is inflation, the dollar can still gain some value. Okay. So if until here you have some question regarding the macro analysis I made, you can ask on the chat and I will be happy to answer. That's maybe a little bit different, but I think this kind of demand here will depend where you think the market will go. Okay, if you think that the dollar is still strong, and then it will go down, and if you think that the dollar is still weak, getting to your macro analysis, so it will go up to the resistance. So actually, we are in a little bit trading range in a weekly channel. We will check on the daily what's happening. It's okay. Okay, so you see clearly that we are entering in a zone, in a very important zone, that we can maybe see a movement here. Okay, how we will see a new wave of buyer, and then the price will go up, or the price can make a trading range from a few days and then breaking below. Okay, so that's a very long forecast analysis. It's on a daily basis, on a daily time frame. And if I see on the H4, I think that my opinion to go short on the market can be interesting. Look why. So here we have a great supply. Okay, just here. Okay, I will just maybe make a little rectangle to be even more accurate. Let me check. Okay, so here we have a supply. Okay, we have a great supply here on above this zone. I don't think the price will reach this level, but if it is reach this level, of course, it will give us a great indication to go short on the H4 time frame. If the price don't move to this level, you see that there is this kind of trend line that all the time we make a lower high. Okay, so we had the high here, we have a high here and a high here as well, and all the time the high is getting lower. Okay, so it's kind of creating a pattern of descending triangle. Then I will maybe show even better. Okay, so it's a triangle actually. Okay, and then you have something like that. Okay, so it's called it's a bearish pattern. Okay, we have all the time a lower high. Okay, and generally the pattern says that it should continue on the trend. Okay, so here you see that the trend, you see here that the trend is very downward. Okay, then it creates a triangle with all the time a lower high. So if the pattern respects the probability, we should go down. Okay, and you can also implement your macro analysis if you think that the dollar will still gain value. So you can maybe enter a long short trade swing on these pairs. And I think it's kind of the same on all the dollar pairs. The euro dollar maybe show us the better indication, but we will maybe think for another pair. So we will check maybe the pound dollar and see what's happening in these pairs. Any question on the euro dollar actually on the chat? Okay. Still in the pound dollar as well, we approach again a very important zone. Okay, so we had this top here that's create, and it also, if you see on the weekly, it also respect this level here. Okay. On a daily, the same. We approach one time, and they the second time here, and then the price started to go down. Here it makes a little retracement, but nothing with power. There is no power here. The price starting to go down again, and here we are actually. We are to this level. Okay, so it's kind of the same of the on the euro dollar. You have to be careful to not take some on the same position on the euro dollar and the pound dollar, I think it will go on the same direction because of the dollar. But you see that here we are also in an indication. Actually, there is nothing to make. There is no breakout. We are still in that zone that can react. But there is two possibilities. Or we break far below because the dollar will start to gain value. And you see on the weekly basis that there is a lot of place to go here. Okay, we can actually make from here to the middle. There is like 700 pips. And if you want to go to the lower place here for a long year trade, it will be like 1,000 pips from here. Okay, so it's only for very long trade, but the momentum here is downward. Okay, so you can go, you can take a short position only if you have confirmation of a breakout, and only if you think that the dollar will gain value again. And still, if you think that the market can play rangey and can stay in a range, as a day trader, you can open a buy only when you have a confirmation here. Actually, this pattern is very bearish, so I won't enter a buy here. As you see, all the time we make. So here there is a supply. Also here there is a supply, and the price starting to go down. Actually, we break a daily support. The daily support was at this level. We actually break it. So nothing to make a buy here. But just you need to wait. Okay, you need to wait what's happening in the next days. If you see a little returning situation with an oscillator that gives you also an indication, actually in the stochastics there is nothing to see. We can make a buy as a day trader, but still be careful that the trend here is very bearish. We might break this kind of support here, and if not, it's a good approach to make a day trade and play to this zone. Okay, so that's also the analysis on the pound dollar. Stop loss buy where? Okay, so if you want to make a buy, Vin is asking a great question. If I make a buy here, actually I will not make, as I said, there is no returning situation. But if I make a buy here, I can make the stop loss just below this level. Okay, so that will be around 36. I will tell you in terms of pips. Okay, maybe it's better. I think it will be a stop loss approaching 60. Let's say 65 pips. Okay. And if I want to make a buy, I will maybe make a buy 1-to-2 ratio. Okay, I will maybe exit to this kind of higher pattern here. That will be 180 pips. Okay, so that's 1-to-3 risk reward. Still, I don't advise to make a buy here. There is nothing to make. The market is still going down, so wait for a better confirmation on the lower time frame. Okay. Maybe here on the H1, clearly not. Okay, there is maybe nothing. There is nothing to make a buy. Maybe on the 30 minutes, it's quite hard to go below. But still, you have to wait. You have to wait more. Okay, so that's how I see the market on the H4. And yes, you can exit partially. You can exit some here, and you can also exit at the next supply. Still, you have to be careful of what's going on the dollar index. I believe that we can break in few days this level here. Okay, it depends. It depends at your analysis, but the market will not stay long time here. Okay, it will decide the next move. Okay, so if you think if the market will break out, maybe enter a long sell position. If the market start to react, okay, you can maybe enter a buy position. Okay, so that's all you have to play with the market. Let's move on to another pair. We'll make the dollar yen also, that is interesting. That's actually breaking a nice low here. Okay, so actually I will also show you. So on the H4, I see. So on the day one, on a daily basis, we had all the time this kind of pattern here. Okay, that is all the time a higher low. Okay, there's a low here and then a higher low, and so on. This kind of channel. Oops. Okay. And then the price break this trend. It's make a lower low. Okay, so here it respect it broke this low here. Okay, it make a retest and then breaking again. That's very interesting what's happening here. Okay, so we break, we make another test to this kind of a support trend line, and then we broke again. Okay, so that's also a great technical analysis to play. I don't know if some trader make this kind of entry. It's also on the median Bollinger Band, so multiple analysis to make an entry here. I mean this dollar trend at the moment, so that's perfect for saying that. I think it's Adam. So good job, Adam, on this trade. Okay, I think you can only hold it actually. Even on the weekly, you know, there is a lot of place to go. I believe that we can go, we can reach maybe the bottom price here. Okay, that will be around 108.29, 0.30, something like that. So nice job here. Okay, and you see clearly that the pattern is very bearish. So I won't enter any buy position here. I can maybe try to open a sell if the price starting to react. Actually, I cannot enter a sell because it will show me a little FOMO. Okay, I don't want to enter late in the market, so maybe I can wait that the market will still go below, make a little retracement. Okay, to either supply. Maybe here it's a supply to this level here. We'll see. To this one. Okay, that's make like also with respect to this level, make a support a third time, break here. So I will wait until it make a retest here and maybe enter a sell position. Okay, so actually I also have to look at this pair. And still on the weekly as well is it's also react to this level. Okay. Okay, so actually the price which here, that is the level here, and then it's make a reaction. Okay, I will check on the New Zealand dollar pair just after, Matt. I want to check the main pairs just before. So what is happening on the dollar is also very interesting. Look on the dollar on the H1, it's only going down. The market is reacting very good, I think. And this pattern is wonderful, you know. It respects all the time the trend line, and then it's broke. It make a retest, and just here with this supply as well, main indication to go with this supply. Okay, it also respect to this supply here. That's also combined with this trend line, so that's also a great pattern. So what we can do on this pair for the following week? Only wait for a retracement to another supply, and we should go short on this market. Okay, there is nothing to go long. Find an opportunity to go short on a swing trade. It will be interesting. I think the price will still go down on this market. Okay, let's go on the Swiss pairs. I think let's check if there is some good things. Shit. Okay. Very squishy this pair. It's very hard to play. I think it's very hard to play on a daily trade basis on these pairs, but what I see on a daily basis, okay, here will be the demand zone. Okay, here will be the supply that you can see on the daily basis, but there will be also a supply just here. Okay, so you have also a daily supply that is just here. Okay, that in H4. Okay, so in H4 it's this. this level here that we can make. And you know that if you go lower on the time frame, you can still think still okay. So there is this supply. I will maybe add another one, and we have this level. Okay, so that's the tricky level we have on the dollar Swiss. Actually, I won't enter any position at this time as well on the. Here it's very squishy. You don't know so much where we're going to market. Maybe on a daily trade, if you want to enter a trade, it will be here. Okay, so that will be at the demand here, also at the support, but still very, very difficult. It's very squishy. It makes fails breakout all the time. Like here and here, it's make like 2 breakout, and then it's very difficult. So I prefer to wait the best entry I can have, the best opportunity, and the best opportunity is clearly at those 3 levels. Okay, so we have one here, and the third one here. So of course you have to wait some. You have to wait some time to reach this kind of level, but this will be great to see how the market react. I will check on the New Zealand dollar because there are 2 people that are asking for it. Before I move to the CAD pair, let's check it. Okay, so that's the New Zealand. Yeah, that's correct. So Bob is saying that there is a Quasimodo pattern on 4 hour with the bottom. So it's still go to the. It's still the same of what I said about the pound dollar. Okay, so that is this on H4. Okay, and the New Zealand as well. So you see the pattern is quite the same. Okay, here is the pound dollar, here is the New Zealand dollar. It will go the same way. Okay, the dollar is still very strong in terms of correlation. So like I see, and also on the pound dollar, the market is very bearish. Okay, I still think that we can have a great breakout further down. So still, I will give you some indication of what pattern we have, but here is the demand. Okay, so we can maybe make a buy here as a day trader. Okay, we are in the zone. Also for a scalper here, it's the best zone to make a buy entry. Okay, but if I see on the weekly and if I see on the daily as well, the price is very bearish and we can expect a breakout. Okay, only if there is like a news, a very phenomenal news that will say, look, the dollar is losing value because of inflation going very high for the next few years. So of course, the dollar pair will lose value and we will check will ever rebounds. Okay, so that's definitely the case, but actually the price is kind of locked in this type with like supply. Okay, so we have this kind of supply here, multiple supply, and this here. Okay, so it's like rangey, and the market will decide. But I believe in few days, even in few weeks, we can have a lower trend. So that's how it works. Let me check something. Yeah, you see clearly that here on the H1, for people that for trader that day trade, okay, here it perfectly react to this kind of demand. Okay, and also touch. It's like sniper. Okay, as a scalper, you can maybe make some snipe. Okay, here actually. Also, it's the stochastic that start to make a cross. So as a scalper and also as a day trader, it can be a great trade to go. Okay, this candlestick is awesome. Look, it's like a doji dragon pattern, I think. Or maybe the opposite. But it's like a gray doji on the Bollinger Band. There is like 62 pips. Here is the moving average price. The low was 60 average pips. Okay, so here was a nice buy to make as a daily trade. Okay, I repeat. On a swing trade, I won't advise to make a buy here. Okay, the market is still going down. Okay, we have this level here, we have this level also here. So be careful on the lower side. And still, if you know how to manage your risk reward and you say, okay, I'm ready to make a loss if we make a breakout, so the risk reward will be perfect. Okay, so let's say you open here the market, you will have a stop loss at 80 pips, but you will be ready to win maybe to the next supply that will be 350 pips. That's approximately a 1 to 4 risk reward, okay, according to your risk. I'm a scalper, so only looking for 20, 30 pips on the New Zealand. Yeah, so perfect, Matt. So if you are here for the entry, so that's great. That's very great. And regarding what Bob said regarding the Quasimodo pattern, that's correct. We have a kind of Quasimodo pattern here. Okay, we have actually the head, we have the shoulders one, the second shoulders here, and okay, and we can go back. We can go below this. Okay, let's move on the dollar CAD that I also checked today that made a great move. Okay. Okay, so I see many traders here on the 5ers. I think I also indicate of the pattern we have, and it also reacts. Okay, on the weekly basis, you see, you see clearly this level. Okay, so people that still are long on this market for a swing long position, it's perfect. Okay, on the weekly, we see clearly the price starting to consolidate here, and we can see also on the H4. Maybe I have to go back maybe below. So here the price starting to consolidate, and then we make a breakout, make a retest, and then the start price to rise. Okay, so it respects perfectly at this type of demand. Okay. Actually, it's too late. I'm sorry, but it's too late to make a buy here. The price already make the move. So what you can maybe have, it's maybe wait for a retracement at maybe this demand zone. I will show you where. Okay, at this zone. Maybe to enter a buy. Or if maybe the price even go below to this demand zone as well. But actually, I won't enter a sell position because it will be too risky. Okay, the market is on a very high momentum, so I won't enter any sell position. But thinking for a buy to continue the trend. Okay, the trend is your friend, so you want to continue with that trend. You have to open a buy position after a little market retrace. Okay, we can see also clearly that there is like an uptrend that is going to create something like that here. So we can wait that the market will react to this level and then make an higher high. Okay, so I want to play with that trend. Okay, actually I won't enter a buy because it will be the risk reward will be so bad, so I will have to wait and then making a buy position. Entry buy USD CAD. The entry buy will be maybe on this type of trend line. Okay, if you know to play Elliott waves, that's not something I'm doing it, but that's not something I'm good at. But you can check where is the Elliott wave here. But I assume that if we make a retrace to this point, okay, this point will be an higher low than this one. Okay, you should respect the trend. Okay, the trend all the time have to show you that we make a higher high. Okay, so here we have it was the bottom, and then we make a low here, we make a low here. So I want to expect the price to react, to go down, to make a higher low. Okay, maybe at this level here. Maybe if you go to the lower time frame, we can see when we can make that. Okay, actually also you see that the price is starting on the H1 to go down. Also here, the price were oversold in the stochastic, so the price starting to go down. I think maybe here can be a great entry. Let me check. Okay, so here can be a great entry. Okay, it was maybe like a daily resistance here. It's make a retest, then break over. I think here can be a great entry. Okay, still you can make partial entry. You can entry here, but you can also entry on this trend line. Okay, that the two things I can look for. Actually, I can do nothing. Also on the M15, you see that we are actually on oversold territory. So it's like a lagging indicator, but you can check that on the M15 we also have. Let me check. We also have a demand zone just here. Okay, so it depends at what time frame you're looking for, what type of trade you want to entry. If you want to make, if you want to hold the position for a few weeks, or if you want to make a trade of 2 hours. But if you want to make a trade as a scalper, you can entry here the market like this demand. Okay. Let's check the Australian pair. That's something we didn't look at. Okay, here we have the supply as well. Okay, we see clearly here on the Australian dollar pair as well. Even here maybe. On a daily graph, it was very rangy. The price didn't go anywhere, and then it makes this kind of thing. On the H4, we break this demand, okay, and this support. We break it, we make a retest, and then we break it again, and then we make a retest again, and then we broke it. Okay, so here you had multiple times to enter the market. Okay, you can enter the market either on that way, when the price break and make a retest, also here when it make a retest, and then the price starting to go down. Okay, so here as well, there is nothing to make a buy position. The price is very bearish. The price going down, it's also break this kind of demand. So I want to take only a sell position. I have to wait until I find a good opportunity to go short. Maybe I can either wait another retest. I don't think we will go to the retest because we already made 2 times. But we can maybe expect it still will be difficult to make an entry here, but you can find a way to entry. Okay, so it will be okay. So here the demand is clear. Okay, we supply. The supply is very clear on that level. There is kind of a little bit of resistance on that level. Okay, that also respect to this supply just here. Okay, and the price here on the H1, it's very going down, very bearish. So I have to wait a little retrace. Maybe we can work when the market is on a trend. We can use Fibonacci to see where the market can retrace. Okay, actually I want to retrace to enter a sell, so I can take the highest point. Okay, and then I will go to the lowest point. Okay, and then I see that I have multiple levels. I have the generally I want to enter the market at the 50 levels. Okay, so that will be at this point. Okay, and the 61, and I see that the 61 can be a great level. I will show you why. So the 61 is this level. Okay, I will just close it. Okay, so the 61 is actually this level. Okay, so it was the support for a few days. That actually we broke, make a retest. Okay, or I will repeat because I see it interesting here. So it was the create a demand here. Okay, we make a test 1 time, a test a 2nd time, then we broke here. Okay, on the 15th of July. 15th of July, then we broke, we make a retest, and then we go below. Okay, so all the time you can see all this type of break and retest in a 1 hour time frame, in a 4 hour time frame. Okay, and here we see clearly too. So if I want to enter a buy, a sell, sorry, I can enter on this level if the price will retrace to this level. I hope it clears. Okay. Hi, Nicola. That's not good. How you say? Okay. What more? Let me check something. He's saying something not very interesting, but let's move on. So we actually talk on the Australian dollar pair. If you you have any pairs that you want to check? I think we made the main pairs actually. Maybe I forgot one. The yen we make. And maybe this pairs can be interesting. No, nothing to make here. Why not? Why not here? Very squishy as well, very difficult to enter a daily trade here. Very long downward trend, this type of pattern here. Okay, and then we actually we are breaking this kind of levels. So if today the price close above, okay, I can maybe wait for a retest. Okay, so maybe it will break. Then we will make a retest, okay, to this zone. Okay, and then it will react again. Okay, so maybe a buy on the European. I have to check what's happening on the following days. Okay, actually we are breaking this kind of thing. We have to wait that the price close. All right, GBP JPY, Barry. Thank you. That's also a pair that moves a lot. Okay. Okay, I think it's respect to the move to. I will show you. It was the. Okay, so we clearly see here. Okay, the yen is starting to gain some value. Okay, and why? I will maybe started to talk about the macro economic here. The hedge funds, like big banks, are very in trouble regarding what's happening in the capital market. So generally, they want to hedge themselves and they want to put their capital into safe asset. Okay, and the yen is known as a safe asset. Okay, like the gold and like the dollar, but the yen is known as a very safe asset. So they want to take some money. Okay, they want to sell some of their placement and some of the investment they have in the capital market, and they want to buy the yen. Okay, and that's why the market is starting to react like that. Okay, actually, the yen is starting to gain some value here. So technically, to answer to Jovan, order blocks. I know what is order blocks. I'm sometimes using it, but I'm trying to make a mix of technical analysis and macro today because the market are moving in the capital market, and I think that's the reaction we are getting it. So on this, okay, so on this pairs here, this is the level. Okay, we're actually entering it. The market can make a little reaction to this level. Okay, nothing to make a buy because there is no reaction yet. But still, we are entering in a zone that the market can make a reaction. But still, I expect the yen to make maybe a little reaction here, and then broke below. Okay, so that's why I also expect in these pairs. I think it's gonna be very difficult to break straight below. Okay, like tomorrow maybe we can have a little retracement, but I don't think the price will break on will break straight the demand here and the supply and the demand the demand, sorry. What do you think about the current USD move? I already talked about the USD, but I think we will finish with that today. Okay. Okay, so two things. The market here make a double top, okay, on the weekly basis. That's clear for everyone. On the H4, I think I already told it today. I will repeat it. I will maybe erase all the indicators. Okay, and we have here the supply, okay, the H4 supply that is here. We have this pattern, okay, that all the time we make a lower high. Okay, that means the trend is bearish. Okay, and we have this kind of support that is starting to create. Okay, so it's called a descending triangle, a bearish triangle. It's a bearish pattern that generally is the continuation of the trend. Okay, so I expect there is like, I think it will be like between 55 and 60%, the price will break this support and we go down below. Okay, the price can also break this above. Okay, but as macro as a macro concern, I think we can break below. Still, we will have to wait a bit more, but all we see here with this kind of returning situation, and then the price make a lower low again and make a lower low, and here the price starting to react on a daily basis on this demand here. I think we can leave maybe on the H1 maybe great weeks here, but still I don't think we would reach this pattern again. The dollar will gain some value. Capital market are not very strong, like the S&P and the Dow Jones, and all the indexes. So we can expect, as a day trader, expecting a small retrace, and then make another test, maybe again a little reaction, okay, and then we'll break it. Okay, so I think that's what I think about the market. It's not giving you any opportunity to make an entry here. As a day trader, if you make a buy, that's a nice move, but it's very difficult to make a buy in this type of market because the trend is very bearish. So I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for all the people that attend the trading room. I hope this session will help you for the trading day ahead for the week. And see you tomorrow, and see you Wednesday for also the next trading room. I wish you a nice day. Take care of you, and bye bye. See you guys.